Yes, indeed. B Marsh Boxing, and I'm back at it. What's happening, world? Back at it with another boxing video. What we doing today? None other than fights we didn't get to see. You know what I mean? This is one of them type of videos that we cover where we cover two guys who are contemporaries at the same era, same division. Fights that we didn't get to see. Some of the best boxing fights that never happened for us boxing fans. You know what I mean? And like I said, ain't no mythical matchup thing. This isn't who would win at light heavyweight, Roy Jones Jr. or Michael Spinks, or who would win at super featherweight, Manny Pacquiao or Azuma Nelson. Nah, this ain't one of those, man. This ain't no mythical matchup thing. Like I said, two contemporaries, two guys who were in the same division, in the same era, who never fought each other, you know what I mean? So it's only right we get into it, man. Check out my playlist before I keep it pushing, you know what I mean? Check out my playlist. I got over 30 fights that I've covered, you know what I mean? Fights we didn't get to see, all-time fights, you know what I mean? I'm talking about stuff like Aaron Pryor versus Ray Leonard, or Darius Michikowski versus Roy Jones, you know what I mean? Manny Pacquiao versus Edwin Valero. Just check out my playlist. Lennox Lewis, of course, versus Riddick Bowe. You already know. So what we doing today, man? We covering a fight that should have happened circa 2006. All right. We got the IBF and Ring and Lineal magazine, the Lineal champion at 140 pounds, none other than Ricky the Hitman Hatton out of Manchester, England, versus Bayamon's finest, the Puerto Rican Miguel Cotto, who holds a WBO Junior Welterweight title at this particular time, you know what I mean, when this fight should have happened, you know what I mean? Now, this was one of the best fights as I could remember watching boxing that we never got to see, you know what I mean? Until this day, it still pains me we never got to see it, but it don't pain me as much as Darius Michikowski versus Roy Jones, because that fight had big implications on who the man is, you know what I mean? Really and truly, you know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. So that's what we're doing today, man. Ricky the Hitman Hatton versus Miguel Cotto, about 2006, you know what I mean? So let's talk about it. Why this fight ain't never happened, you know what I mean? Well, actually both guys are undefeated at this juncture, you know what I mean? Ricky Hatton, I believe in 2006, at that time, he was still promoted by, what's the man's name? What's Frank Warren? Frank Warren, Queensberry Promotions. And, of course, Miguel Cotto's being promoted by the man Bob Arum, Top Rank Promotions, you know what I mean? Bob Arum had that infamous interview where he said, he'd love to bring Miguel Cotto into the belly of the beast, into Manchester, to fight the man Ricky Hatton, you know what I mean? Now, unfortunately, we never got to see the fight. You know what I'm saying? And both guys moved up to welterweight. Although Ricky Hatton had a short-lived career at welterweight at the time, he went up to welterweight and fought the man Luis Collazo. You know what I mean? Took a WBA strap up off of Collazo. And also the man Miguel Cotto went up to, the welterweight, and he fought for a vacant strap, I believe, versus Carlos Quintana, you know what I mean? So now we doing this video assuming both guys never moved up to welterweight, you know what I'm saying? And just stayed put at 140 and gave us boxing heads and fight fans around the world the fight that we were craving for, you know what I'm saying? Ricky the Hitman Hatton, you know what I mean? He became a IBF and IBF and Lineal and Ring Magazine champ when he beat the man Kostya Tszyu in 2005. I believe it was like summer of 2005. You know what I mean? And Miguel Cotto, I believe, was champion from 2004 with that WBO strap. He became a champion. He fought some Brazilian guy that he had fought in the amateurs. Actually, not even in the amateurs, only in the Olympics, you know what I mean? And that was the guy he fought, avenging a loss in the Olympics, and they fought as pros And that's how Miguel Cotto became a world champion, you know what I mean? WBO, his first world title in his first weight class, you know what I mean? So both guys were champions from around Miguel Cotto, I believe, from '04, and the man Ricky Hatton from from '05 when he fought the man Kostya Tszyu. All right. So with that being said, the man Miguel Cotto, you know, had a few title defenses, and so did Ricky Hatton. You know what I mean? But reason I don't know why this fight ain't happened. I look at it like this, right? Actually, when the man Ricky Hatton split from Queensberry Promotions, Frank Warren, he got with another promoter and he signed that HBO deal. You know what I'm saying? He signed that HBO deal. Now, all prior to that, that's when the fight should have happened. I don't know if Bob Arum was sincere about taking Miguel Cotto over there to Manchester while this guy was building himself a fan base in New York City, Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? We'll talk about it later on my theories on why this fight never happened. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, to be honest, we could actually talk about it right now. You know, Miguel Cotto was a big, full-fledged 140-pounder. So was Ricky Hatton. But the man Miguel Cotto was obviously looking like the man is he's struggling to make weight at 140, you know what I mean? You know, he had them fights with the Ricardo Torres, you know what I mean? Got put on the canvas numerous times. He still came up with the victory, stopped him in the 8th round. What a great fight, tremendous fight, you know what I'm saying? You know, but he did struggle with the likes of like Paulie Malignaggi. Sure enough, he busted Paulie Malignaggi's face up. Paulie Malignaggi being a light-fisted fighter, he gave Miguel Cotto, he touched him up too, you know what I mean? That was a struggle fight for the man Miguel Cotto. You know what I'm saying? How about, what's the other guy? Of course, Chop Corley, man. That fight with Chop Corley at 140, man. Go look at how many times Chop Corley made this man Miguel Cotto do a funny dance. You know what I mean? He was on bad legs, had him hurt bad. You know what I mean? And these guys we're talking about are not no serious punches, except for the man. What's his name? Ricardo Torres. He was a big time puncher. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Miguel Cotto, man. Very good fighter, you know what I'm saying? And the man Ricky Hatton, look, I don't expect what Ricky Hatton did to Kostya Tszyu to happen he would do that to Ricky Hatton. Don't forget, that fight with Kostya Tszyu happened in 2005, you know what I mean? Don't forget that the man Kostya Tszyu had gone through all kind of wars and fought everybody at 140. And not to mention, he got his first loss, I believe, in like 95 versus Cool Vince Phillips. So he was a champion 10 years before he had took his second loss, you know what I mean? And he only has 2 losses in his career. So that Kostya Tszyu, who Ricky Hatton beat, I don't care what nobody says, he was on his way out, and not to mention the guerrilla MMA tactics that the man Ricky Hatton employed in that fight, you know what I'm saying? You check it. So we just gonna have to keep it a buck and keep it tall with the fans who listen to this. That man was kind of shot at that particular time, you know what I mean? That's just the truth about it, you know what I'm saying? You check it, that man was kind of shot, Kostya Tszyu. And still, don't let nobody give you no revisionist history. Ricky Hatton wasn't washing Kostya Tszyu. That like he watched him from round 1 through 11 till the man quit. No, sir, that was a close fight. That's why I couldn't believe it when Kostya Tszyu ain't get up off that stool in Manchester, you know what I mean? I guess he was like, hey, man, I ain't got to go through all this, man. I've already achieved undisputed. I'm going to the Hall of Fame whether I win or lose this fight. I'm saying going to go down as one of the greatest 140-pounders, so forget about it. I ain't going to have to... I don't gotta go through this right now. That's basically the mentality that Kostya Tszyu had when he quit on that stool. You know what I mean? So let's talk about it. Breakdown and prediction, man. who do I think would win this fight? You know what I mean? Okay, so look, I believe, Ricky Hatton was a very good fighter as far as the body punching. Very good inside fighter and very quick with his feet, you know what I mean? Cuts off the ring well, you know what I'm saying? Knows how to close the distance and get up, come forward style inside an opponent's, basically get up in an opponent's space, you know what I mean? And I think these type of, his attributes, could work against him or could work for him, you know what I mean? Miguel Cotto, on the other hand, I believe was a better fighter as far as a guy who can box and who can brawl. Also, a vicious body puncher, that left hook. And I believe the left hook would be his best weapon of arsenal to do some damage to the man Ricky Hatton, you know what I mean? Ricky Hatton could get caught with a check left hook, ask Floyd Mayweather, you know what I mean? The man gonna walk into punches. There's no denying that. There's no denying that. Now, Miguel Cotto, one disadvantage he has is this guy is struggling to make weight. He's too big for 140 pounds, you know what I mean? Maybe Ricky Hatton could wear him down the same way he did Akashia Zoo, you know what I'm saying? But the difference is, where will this fight be? That's the key question. Will this fight be in Manchester? Will this fight be in New York City, Madison Square Garden? Or will they pick a neutral site in the United States like Las Vegas? These are big keys to victory for both fighters, you know what I mean? I believe if this fight is in Manchester, the referees would definitely let this man get away with a whole lot of murder, you know what I mean? Real talk. I believe Miguel Cotto would be at the mercy of the referees, and probably, they would let the man get away with a whole lot of stuff. I'm talking about Miguel Cotto, Ricky Hatton. You know what I'm saying? I think they'd let him get away with a whole lot of stuff if this fight was in Manchester. You know what I mean? A lot of dirty tactics, rough house tactics, MMA style. You know what I mean? The way he beat the man Akashia Zoo. If this fight is in New York City, we ain't even going to talk about if this fight's in Puerto Rico. We ain't going to go there, you know what I mean? We're going to talk about, like, you think Ricky Hatton would even think about going to Bayamon, Puerto Rico? Forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Would this man, Akashia Zoo, I'm sorry, would Miguel Cotto even accept to go to Manchester? At the time, I don't think Bob Arum would even want that. He was just talking out the side of his neck when he said we'd love to make the fight and go to the Manchester, to the belly of the beast, to fight the man Ricky Hatton. There's no way he was going to take this budding Puerto Rican star. We haven't had one at this juncture, big star, since Felix Trinidad, you know what I mean? And Miguel Cotto was a big star in New York City. Don't get it twisted, you know what I mean? All right? So, more than likely, just to be fair, and in order to do this video, we're going to say a neutral site like Las Vegas. You know what I mean? I think you already know, a whole lot of Brits would come over to the United States to watch this fight versus Miguel Cotto. You know what I mean? So it might be a 50-50 crowd, you know what I mean? But I think the combination punching of the man Miguel Cotto, not to mention his high guard, you know what I mean? I think he'd tuck up pretty well, keep his nice high guard, you know what I'm saying? Where the man Ricky Hatton would be trying to find openings, you know what I'm saying? And I think that the man Miguel Cotto could catch him with a counter left hook to the ribs or to the head, you know what I'm saying? The jab, I think Miguel Cotto has a better jab than the man Ricky Hatton, who's more of a power puncher and a guy who loves to throw them body shots, you know what I mean? I think Miguel Cotto is equipped to go toe-to-toe on the inside with the man Ricky Hatton. But the question is, will he be weight drained? We're talking about 2006. Like I said, rather than fight Carlos Quintana for Miguel Cotto, and rather than the man, what's his name? Ricky Hatton fighting Luis Collazo at 147 pounds. Both guys going up to 147. This fight would have been excellent right there, 2006, you know what I mean? And I think this fight will be a close fight, you know what I mean? I think Ricky Hatton would probably get caught, have a point or two taken away for illegal tactics, you know what I mean? Whether it's low blows, going below the belt, you know what I'm saying? Because he's going to be aggressive with the body attack, you know what I mean? You check it. I think these factors definitely have to be considered, you know what I mean? And Miguel Cotto too, you know. Hey man, I seen him fight the man Zab Judah, man. And them fellas, man, shit. If he didn't go to the man Zab Judah's Bozak hard body in that fight, then I don't know what I saw, you know what I mean? And I wasn't too particularly pleased at how Miguel Cotto also got away with murder with the low blows versus Zab Judah, you know what I mean? So possibly he might get a point taken away because he will be aggressive with the left hook, you know what I'm saying? Not so much a combination puncher coming forward like, what's his name? Ricky Hatton would be to the body. But, you know, I believe this would be a close fight, you know what I mean? This is one of the most difficult fights we didn't get to see that I've done, you know what I mean? Ricky Hatton would have trouble getting past that jab, though. But the man Miguel Cotto, like I said, he might be weight drained. And he might also be able to hit the canvas, too. Same with Ricky Hatton, you know what I mean? So this is a close fight, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, my deciding factor on who's going to win this fight, I got to put it like this, right? Both guys fought Floyd Mayweather, right? You already know who did better against Floyd Mayweather. Cotto. Cotto ain't even hit the canvas. Cotto drew blood. You know what I'm saying? Gave Floyd Mayweather one of his top 3 most difficult fights in Floyd Mayweather's career. Not to mention who overall had a better career when you look at it now that both guys are retired. It's obvious that the man Miguel Cotto had a better career than the man Ricky Hatton. I'm not saying Ricky Hatton's overrated. Some people may say that. They try to say that to discredit Floyd Mayweather. Oh, look at this. No. That's what we're not going to do. Ricky Hatton was a damn good fighter, you know what I mean? Ricky Hatton was undefeated when he came into that fight with Floyd Mayweather. Ricky Hatton's second loss came via devastating knockout to another all-time great in Manny Pacquiao. So no shame in his game to the guys he lost to, you know what I mean? The Shevchenko fight at the end of his career, man, he was done. He was washed up, you know what I'm saying? But then again, Miguel Cotto, Ricky Hatton did way better, in my opinion, versus Paulie Malignaggi than the man Miguel Cotto. And again, that's due to the fact that this guy, I think, was too big for the weight class, you know what I'm saying? For 140 pounds, he was struggling to make weight. So, you know, it's a difficult fight to call, but I'll probably have this fight as a split decision for the man Miguel Cotto, you know what I mean? I think Miguel Cotto would break him down with the jab, you know what I'm saying? He would face some adversity, get rocked, you know what I'm saying? But I believe Miguel Cotto, even being weight drained, I believe he is a bigger puncher, you know what I'm saying? I do, absolutely. I believe he's a bigger puncher than the man Ricky Hatton, you know what I'm saying? Because all them fights we talking about, the man, with Chop Corley, Miguel, Ricardo Torres, them fights ain't go the distance. He still ended up busting these fellas down and breaking them down for a stoppage or knockout TKO, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. I got to give it up to the man, Miguel Cotto, to win this particular fight by split decision, you know what I mean? One judge going to have it, or maybe even a majority decision, you know what I'm saying? I think Ricky Hatton, one judge might see it his way, or one judge might have it a draw. And it's a type of fight I believe we shall see twice. We shall see a rematch, you know what I mean? Because it was the first fight would be so compelling and capture the imagination of the fans by great style matchup. We would see it again, and I believe Miguel Cotto wins the first fight, all right? Be Marsh Boxer, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know who y'all think gonna win this fight between Ricky the Hitman Hatton and Miguel Cotto. And don't forget, too, another disadvantage. This guy, Ricky Hatton, takes cocaine. You know what I mean? The man be skiing. He be playing with his nose. He be nose diving without the cliff. Skis, you know what I mean? So, hey, man, I think those type of factors favor the man Miguel Cotto. Leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know who you think gonna win, all right? I'm gone. Peace.